This is Kate. I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw some fashion clothes inspired by Diane von Fürstenberg, and you can download this template on drawingteachers.com and check the description for links. Alright, I'm going to start here by drawing just the neckline across the front of the shoulders, across the collarbone, and then we're going to draw the long sleeves right here. And this is a form-fitting dress, so it shouldn't poof out too much from the actual form of the model. Alright, and this is a shorter dress, so yep, and right here, then we're going to draw just some really simple looking shoes. Most of the focus is going to be on the actual dress. So just draw a little toe showing and then just a V and hook it around the ankles. Next, I'm going to use this ruler to draw some lines across the dress. This is just going to help give it some geometrical shapes and just to help the actual design of the actual dress. You will see a lot of these lines, and so where the top half will be smaller lines and then the bottom half will be thicker and more broad lines, and later we will show. I'm going to go ahead and speed up on this. We're just going to be doing this for a while. Now we're going to start doing the same sort of lines in the opposite direction on the top half. Make sure that these are thin just like the other ones, and this will help give it some more dimension and some more detail. Alright, now we're going to do the bottom half, and what we're going to do here is we're going to do lines going the way we were the first time, except we're making them much thicker. And this will help give it more pattern design, and we'll color in between these lines later. Alright, now we're going to finish up the pattern on the right sleeve, and so we are done with our penciling now. So now we're going to go over it all with a little bit of ink, and this is for if we go over it with ink, then we can erase our pencil lines for when we color the picture. I'm using a pretty thin ink pen because you do a lot of coloring and you don't want your lines to be super obvious. So I'm going to go over all the outlines first of the entire dress, and like I said earlier, it's a pretty form-fitting, so you'll basically just draw along her body right there. Like I said earlier with the shoes, you can really do any sort of type of shoe you want. I did like a little small heel just to keep it really simple. It depends where you want the attention. I was going for most of the attention on the actual dress. So now we are going to do the actual designing part of the dress where we go over all our lines. So I'm going to skip forward, I think, and we're just going all the lines we did in pencil. Alright, so we're finishing up all of our lines with our pen, and now we are going to erase all of our pencil lines to give it more clean look. make sure you get all the pencil lines, that way it doesn't interfere with the coloring. I like to use Copic markers, so we're going to color all the top half of the dress with the lighter gray, and this is just going to make it look real nice, and then we'll color the bottom half differently. But so draw all the different going lines at the top, this lighter gray. Alright, now for the bottom half of the dress, we are going to do a striped pattern. So you'll draw every other line, this lighter gray, the same one you used at the top. And so you'll just keep going with that, and every other line you'll use this. Try to color inside the lines, but if you get out every now and then, don't worry about it, because it'll just help it look nicer. Make sure you get the sleeves and try to make it coordinate with the rest of the dress, but if it gets a little off, don't worry about it. Alright, now we're going to take our darker gray and we're going to do rest of the corresponding lines. And so this will give it the patterned look that we want. So the lower half will be darker and lighter, and then the top half will just be lighter. And we're going to do some more detail in a little bit. Alright, now we're done with that, and we're going to draw, now we're going to just finish that up, and now we're going to draw the more detailed part of the dress, which is the sequins, and I'm just using a whiteout pen, but it gives it, if you draw on all the diagonal lines in between each one, just draw a small dot, and it'll give it a sequiny look. So you'll basically just draw along her body right there. Alright, you can see how nicely it looks there. Kind of looks like a sequin from far away, right? Now we're going to draw just a light skin tone on our model here. We don't want her to look like a lifeless being, you know. We want to make her look like she's walking down the runway. So I'm just going to give her a really simple look. It doesn't matter what skin tone you use as long as it's just a lighter one, so that you can go on with a few detailing shading later. And for the neck and shoulders, we're just going to keep doing the same thing we did over by the legs and hands. And for the head, we're just going to go up to the top of the line, because if you have a specific hairstyle, you can do whatever you want. I have a red hair actually picked out just to give it some color, so yay for red-haired people. And it's just going to be kind of a tossy, curly hair look. Because there's so much structure in the actual dress, I just wanted to give her a really fun looking hair look. So because I'm doing this one, I don't really have any plan. I'm just doing a bunch of little squiggly lines. And so you can do whatever you want, really. I just decided to do this one. Alright, so now that hair is done, now just make sure that you have fun with the hair. Give her some crazy hair. You know, now we're gonna just get color in her simple little black shoes. And now we're going to go in with a slightly darker skin tone and just do a little bit of detailing here and there just to give her a little more of a real life look. So I'm just doing it like around the knees and around the shoes, and then I'll do it under her dress and just under her sleeves and near her neck and under her hair. That way, you know, because that's where usually you have the shadows. Alright, this is my blender Copic marker, so this is just to blend in the colors a little more. And you don't have to use this, this is just something I like to do. And now we are done with this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. This design is inspired by Diane von Fürstenberg. You can like this video or leave me a comment about anything, any designer you want to see. Like it, and you can subscribe and tell your friends. Thank you.